been frustrated at the lack of progress on the Harrison Square project. Not just from the developer's end, but from the government side. I mean, do we still believe in this project? Do we believe that it's a catalyst for this community? Whether or not me or anyone agreed with the project in the first place is really immaterial at this point. Taxpayers are on the hook, and we need to do what we can to make this project a success. So in that vein, I will put out a few suggestions of a plan that I've called doubling down on Harrison Square. I think the most important part of this project has always been to get people to live downtown. I don't believe the city can financially sustain this continued progress of urban sprawl. I think revitalization of the urban core is critical to the city's future. And I think most people would agree that young people drive revitalization. You see it time and time again. Where I grew up in Wichita, Kansas, I saw it firsthand. The downtown was extremely more dead than it is here, and now it's extremely better than it is here. They did that because they got people to go downtown, and they got young people to live downtown. So I think that's critical. I think if you believe in this broad strategy, then you have to admit that the current condo project is not very efficient for meeting that goal. And shrinking the number of condos and making them more expensive isn't going to work either. There's not a lot of young people that are going to afford a $250,000 condo. So I think, regardless of the inefficiency argument, we also need to admit that the condo project is likely dead. Condo starts nationally are at an all-time low. The financial crisis is not the problem here. Most people say the credit markets tightened when Lehman Brothers collapsed on September 18th. They couldn't sell these condos in May, before the credit markets tightened. It's made it harder, sure, but I don't think that was really the problem. I think we need to reevaluate the project and alter it into something that will bring even more people, including young people, into the downtown area. I think in order to do this, once we got a new plan for increased housing downtown, we're going to have to develop some sort of equitable financing plan. Current markets are not going to finance this project. I think 1/3 of this financing will have to come from the developer, 1/3 from local lenders, and 1/3 from city government. So for a $15 million project, the city needs to kick in $5 million. I think we can, this is obviously more risk to the taxpayer, but I think the city can structure the financing to protect the taxpayer. One of the ways you could do this would be to collateralize the baseball team, for instance. The city could become partial owners of the baseball team. As Hardball Capital, Very Real Estate, pays down their debt, our ownership stake in the city would decline accordingly. This is just one option. I'm not suggesting that's the best option. I'm sure somebody could come up with something better. But one of the things that I think would be critical in this is we have to have automatic penalty triggers in the contract. The current contract and its oversight by city government has been a massive failure. The taxpayers are not going to buy in to any sort of increased investment into this project unless they feel like they are protected as much as possible. I think we can structure a contract and financing to build this housing while also protecting the taxpayer. I do not think we can sit back and hope for the best in these conditions. If those condos weren't selling in May, the credit markets are not going to get to that level for a long, long time. Malaise is not going to solve the problem, but creative solutions can. And everyone has some skin in this game, from the developers to the politicians to the taxpayers. We're all on the hook to some extent. And so I think if we still believe in the project, and if we still believe that it can be a catalyst for downtown revitalization, then we need to do something to make it go forward. Let's not give up. Let's not just sit idly by while downtown, continues to hollow out and more young people leave this community. Let's admit to the past mistakes let's change course and let's do something to get the ball rolling again.